Alright everybody, hello from Fort Lauderdale International Airport. We just passed a huge thunderstorm and spent like 20 minutes trying to find a parking spot. But anyway, today we're taking a JetBlue A321 to Los Angeles. So let's go to the terminal and get checked in. Alright everybody, welcome to the check-in area at Terminal 3 in FLL. Right here is where JetBlue operates from, and at the other end of the terminal, American Airlines and Azul, as well as Avelo. There are a couple stores up here as well, but JetBlue definitely is the majority of the terminal, as you could see here. Here's a store right there, Tropical News. It's better to go to those places after security just because they tend to confiscate a lot of stuff there. And right here is the JetBlue Help Center. At FLL, they like to dedicate a lot of the terminals and architecture and art to natural stuff, so right here's a Parks and Recreation thing. And down this way, over here, is the check-in for American Airlines and later Azul. Azul's flights are in the evening, and our flight is in the evening as well, however, it is much later. Right here is a shot of the American Airlines check-in area. There are not a lot of flights on them right now. The only flights in the afternoon really are to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Charlotte. However, we are on JetBlue to Los Angeles, so let's go. Let's go over to security, and I'll meet you on the other side of the terminal. Alright, we just passed security, thank goodness. And now we're going to gate F1 to board JetBlue Flight 101 to Los Angeles. It's not an actual F concourse, it's kind of on the outskirts, so let's go check it out. One last thing that's worth pointing out. Bonefish Grill. Wow. Alright, let's go to F1. Alrighty, right here's today's gate F1. Again, it's not part of the actual F concourse, it's on the outskirts. Alright, and as you can see, our flight's on the sign by the gate. JetBlue 101 to Los Angeles, leaving at 5:32. Our plane's in the air right now, coming from LAX. There's a really bad thunderstorm before, so the windows are very dark. Hopefully it'll lighten up a bit soon. Alright, surprise, surprise. FLL just added a Centurion Lounge to Terminal 3, and here we are. It's a very nice area. It's a bit crowded, but it's midday, airport lounge. Gotta hang out somewhere, and the gates are very intimidating, let's put it that way. Soon our aircraft is arriving from Los Angeles, so we'll go check out the tarmac now, get a little view of it before the aircraft gets here, but I'm really excited. So let's go check out the food spread first. Here in the lounge, they have a little bar area, and then to the left, little salad bar, and some hot dishes as well, like meatballs and chips. Alright, and speaking of, here's our aircraft arriving from Los Angeles. Today our aircraft is November 987 Juliet Tango, 7-year-old Airbus A321 with serial number 07855, just arrived from Los Angeles. Here's our gate, kind of lonely over there. F3's out in the distance that way, but here's F1. It's kind of easy to park there though because it's just like a straight shot in, but here's a nice shot of our beautiful bird. Alright, now we're out of the lounge. Let's go to F1 to board our flight to Los Angeles. And we back. F1. Alright, we were delayed a couple minutes due to weather, but it should not be that bad. Alright, we're boarding now for Los Angeles. Hi.
Hello, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Alright, and welcome aboard the JetBlue A321. Right here is the Mint cabin. And that is their business class. They actually have a new version of it, and hopefully we can fly on one of those aircraft sometime soon. And this right here is the main cabin. Here is even more space. Those are marked with orange headrests. And then our seat today is in the black headrest, 15A. And here we are. Alright everybody, welcome aboard the JetBlue A321. Our aircraft is named Sky's the Lit Mint. Get it? Because like mint. Whatever. Alright, here's our seat 15A. Here we have an adjustable headrest. Very nice leather seat back here. Seatbelt. Let me get that seatbelt. Gotta keep us safe somehow, right? Here we have our IFE screen with DirecTV, Sirius XM, movies, trips, shows, and the JetBlue experience. Here we have a nice sturdy tray table. Perfect. And here's like a card swiper, but nobody ever uses it. Here is our seat back pocket with a cup holder. And just like a pocket itself, safety card with the mosaic cover, menu, and our bumpy flight bag. Thank goodness that was not full just now. And here we have two windows, so here's one right over the wing. Welcome aboard. And this right here is our wing view for today. Usually there's a plane right next to us, but again, this gate's like literally right into the wall, separated from the rest of the F concourse, so there's not really much to see yet. I've only been on board for 2 minutes, and it is really comfortable so far. It's going to be a good 5 hours. Right over here is one of the exits right behind the wing. And all the way out in the distance behind everybody boarding is the JetBlue pantry, which I'll show you when we're in the air. It's just a little place to get some snacks and drinks in the flight. Every time you fly JetBlue, it's an absolute must to admire their mood lighting. This is perfect, especially during boarding. Alright, and believe it or not, everything you've seen so far is JetBlue's older IFE system. As you can see, it looks a bit dated, but it's still amazing to even have IFE. Other airlines don't even offer it. But on JetBlue's newer aircraft, like their Neos or their refurbished A320s, and the A220s of course, the IFE is brand new. And I'll show you some videos in the description below.
101 service to LAX. Let's expedite this boarding process by finding your seat so you can place your water boys in the overhead bins with wheels in or wheels out.
Alright, I want your guys' opinion. Rate the background on the screen. It's pretty dumb, but it used to be just plain blue, so it's definitely a big level up from that. And in case anybody's lazy to use the touchscreen, there is a remote in the armrest.
Flight 101 with service to Los Angeles. My name's Arnold. I'm your first officer. I'm working up front with Captain Tony this evening. Copy off the ground. We're showing 5 hours, 2 minutes, across 2,100 nautical miles from coast to coast. Should be a fairly smooth ride. However, obviously departing Florida, we are expecting a little bit of weather and a little bit of turbulence as we cross west part of Tampa. You have to respect the seatbelt sign at all times. Anytime that seatbelt sign is illuminated, that's for your safety and those around you. In the flight, we've got 4 of JetBlue's finest and flight crew members to take care of you today.
Welcome you to JetBlue. We're happy to have you on board. We apologize for the late, but thank you for bearing with us. My name is Nicole, and I'm friends with Mint Experience. I'll be working with Rod. Mid-cabin, we have Mimi, and over the wing, we have Dexter. Our captain name is Anthony, and our first officer name is Arnold. Our plane name is Sky is the Limit. Our estimated flight time today will be 5 hours and 2 minutes. To buckle your seatbelt, insert the flat metal into the buckle, then pull on the straps tight. To your release, lift the top of the buckle. Your life vest is in the pouch, under the seat, or in couches in between seats. If instructed by the crew, tear open the pouch, remove the vest, and pull it over your head. In the event of an emergency, please leave all your personal belongings behind, head to the nearest exit. All exits are clearly marked with signs overhead and lights on the floor to guide you to an exit. Take a moment to locate your closest exit, and remember, it might be behind you. Oxygen will be flowing even if the bag does not inflate. Put your mask on first before helping others. We'll let you know when they're no longer needed. All our planes are equipped with free unlimited high-speed Wi-Fi. To connect, select the Wi-Fi network, then head over to flyfi.com. You can also glance at the card in your seat back pocket for further instructions. We'll be adjusting the main cabin lights for departure. If you need it, there's a reading light above your seat. We'll be in here soon. Thank you again for choosing JetBlue.
Bố thằng còn lại lại chặt chẽ người bay của mình.
Alright everyone, so for the past couple minutes I've been trying to get the Wi-Fi to work, but it has not been working. Hopefully it will in a little bit. Alright everybody, it is time. Let's check out the JetBlue in-flight entertainment system. First, let's start with DirecTV. JetBlue offers DirecTV. It looks like the touchscreen is not functioning, so I'm going to have to use the remote in the armrest. A lot of options: CNN, ESPN, ESPN2, a lot of fun stuff there. And then at the bottom you can pick sports, news, variety, or kids. Alright, let's go back to the home page. Movies. Oh, I clicked shows by accident. Alright, let's check out shows. So they do have action, adventure, animation, comedy, documentary, movies. Alright, so they have A Million Miles Away, the Minecraft movie, La 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 La, Chicken. Up here they have new releases, action, adventure, animation, comedy. Same genres as the show's icon. Alright, Sirius XM satellite radio. They have air traffic control right here, but that's pretty much it. Going back, my trip. And that's the flight tracker. So right now we just passed 30,000 feet. We have 4 hours, 24 minutes left to Los Angeles. And we're going at 521 miles an hour at the west coast of Florida, about to go over the Gulf of America. Back on the home page, we have the JetBlue experience as well, which gives you information about Even More Space, Mints, Fly-Fi, Entertainment, TrueBlue, JetBlue Vacations, and mobile connections. And that, my friends, is the JetBlue IFE screen on their A321. Looks like there's a lot of bad weather all over Florida today, so it is very cloudy, and it was a bit bumpy before, but it has calmed down. All the way in the main cabin, the flight attendant is getting the orders from the passengers, because they get meals. We only get snacks here in coach. Sadly, as of now, the Wi-Fi is not working on board, which is a shame, because usually when it works, it is very reliable and it's free. Hopefully it'll get working soon, though. My absolute savior in life is definitely the Cheez-It Snack Mix. I love all Cheez-It products, but I don't know what my life would be without the Snack Mix. And just like that, we reached our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet over the Gulf of America. We have 4 hours and 26 minutes left to Los Angeles. Hip hip hooray, Wi-Fi is up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and agree, and let's go. First, you'll start in settings and go to flyfi.com on Safari, Google, whatever your browser is, or you can just go to flyfi.com. And we are connected to the JetBlue in-flight Wi-Fi, or FlyFi. Very simple, just the click of a button, and it is free. And very important Wi-Fi speed test, moving very fast. Hit around just over 9 megabits per second, almost 10. Nope, there we go, 10. Very fast Wi-Fi for an aircraft. I'm really happy with JetBlue's Wi-Fi every time. Alright, so they just came around with the first cart, which is just stuff for purchase. So we got an eat-up box with cheese and hummus. There's also some carrots in there and crackers. Here we have a headset that was $8, and this was $14, by the way. And here we have a napkin. They're coming back with beverages in a couple minutes. Something that's important to note, on the JetBlue IFE screen in the map channel, the altitude is measured by GPS mode, not barometric mode. So on there it says we're at 36,000 feet, but really we're at 34,000 feet right now. So we're at 34,000 feet over the Gulf of America. We have 4 hours and 4 minutes left to Los Angeles. We're scheduled to arrive at 8:07 p.m. in Terminal 5, Gate 54B. Right now, flight attendants are doing their in-flight beverage service. We definitely have some great views over the Gulf tonight. Great time to fly and a great time to leave FLL because it was number 1, storming, and number 2, the airport was empty. So I think we now found a good time to leave at around like 4 o'clock-ish. Sort of, kind of. Our pilot just made an announcement that we've officially passed all the bumps and we should be arriving in LA at around 8:10, 8:15 we land in Los Angeles. And again, we're scheduled to arrive at gate 54 Bravo. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice little sunset view on the way into Southern California tonight. One thing I've noticed, JetBlue is extremely proud to be New York's hometown airline. Alright, so today's a different kind of day, kind of like a blast to the past. Walk down the road back in memories, whatever, I forgot. I always used to get these line packets on JetBlue. They were my absolute favorite thing, and we were reunited. So why not try Blackberry Bubbly and line packet? Let's see. So let's call this Travelman Tradition JetBlue style. Alright, so the bubbly's gonna go right into the cup. There we go, that's good. So a little bartender moment here. And cheers. Wow. Blast from the past. Alright, so I guess the audio didn't save in my clip before, but I did get plantain chips for our snack service. They're my favorite, so of course they had to give me 2. And we got another one of the hummus things, because it was just so good. I'm not usually a fan of like outside of restaurant or household, but it was delicious. Alright, we're still cruising at 34,000 feet. We're south of Louisiana, hitting a couple of bumps right now. We have about 3 hours, 25 minutes left until we land in Los Angeles. I hope the light stays out so it could be at least a bit light out when we land. I hope it's not completely dark, but we'll see. And we have obtained the hummus. It's like a roasted red pepper hummus. It's really good. And now we're over the beautiful city of Houston. We have 2 hours and 51 minutes left to Los Angeles. We're expected to arrive at gate 57 in Terminal 5. Alright, so I have good news and bad news. Let's start with the good news. Good news, skies are beautiful over Texas right now, but the bad news, the sun is slowly starting to set, which means it's probably going to be dark by the time we reach Los Angeles. We have 2 hours and 52 minutes left until we land in LAX, and we're scheduled to arrive at gate 57, but it will be dark when we get there. It's okay though, because there are a lot of lights in the airport vicinity. Nothing better than doing pre-calculus on the plane, am I right? And we just passed Austin, Texas, still at 34,000 feet. We have 2 hours and 38 minutes left to Los Angeles. Right here's our flight status, just on a bigger screen. 2 hours 35 minutes left to Los Angeles. And we're expected to arrive 13 minutes late at 8:18 p.m. Still at 34,000 feet, squawk 2310, and we're going at 411 knots ground speed. This right here is the JetBlue pantry. They have drinks right there, as well as a whole shelf full of snacks, several shelves. And you can come up here anytime while we're cruising. There's also a trash can right there. Correction, it's called a marketplace. My bad. And this right here is JetBlue Mint Business Class. The seats go into fully lie-flat seats like beds. It's awesome, especially on narrow-body aircraft like this. Due to some bumps at 34,000 feet, the captain brought us up to 36,000 feet. It's so cool how close we are to the clouds. Very peaceful cabin for an evening flight. Awesome. So right over there we have the nighttime sky, and this way we have the daytime sky. Sun is still out over there. Alright, I know we can't really see it now, but we are over El Paso, Texas, and we have 1 hour 36 minutes left to Los Angeles. Alright, it's official. That is a shot of the night right out there. That sky is beautiful. Well, I take that back. This is a really beautiful sky. That's probably like 20 times better than the last one. In one of my favorite cities, Phoenix, Arizona. We're over Phoenix right now at 36,000 feet, and we have 53 minutes left to Los Angeles. Alright, and after a long 4 hours, 45 minutes, we've just started our initial descent into Los Angeles. It's time for the Travelman Rates Flight Edition. In this rating, we'll discuss the seat, the food, the in-flight entertainment, and the service. First, the seat. JetBlue seats are proof that economy does not need to feel like a punishment. There was plenty of leg room, the seat was actually comfortable, and I never had to perform advanced yoga just to reach my backpack. That is a huge win in my book. 5 out of 5 for the seat. And for the food, JetBlue always spoils us. The crew kept coming through the cabin with free snacks and drinks, and even if you wanted something even more filling, there was an onboard marketplace where you could get exactly what the crew served us, which was fantastic. I actually grabbed the hummus box, which had a small cost, but let's say it disappeared faster than my paycheck. The best part now, everything except the snack boxes, like I said, is free. Free snacks on a plane? Somewhere, the other airlines are taking notes. 5 out of 5 for the food. Now the in-flight entertainment. The IFE system and I had a pretty rough start. The touchscreen responded like it had just woken up from a 6-month nap, and thank goodness there was a remote for that in the armrest, and the Wi-Fi took forever to connect. I was genuinely considering sending my emails by carrier pigeon. But once the Wi-Fi finally kicked in, it was fantastic. Fast, reliable, and smooth for the rest of the flight, so the IFE gets a 4 out of 5. Finally, the service. Wow, the crew is phenomenal. Friendly, funny, and always so efficient that they somehow served an entire airplane before I finished deciding what drink I wanted. They just made the whole flight feel effortless. It was amazing. 5 out of 5 for the service. So, comfortable seats, great food, an awesome crew, and Wi-Fi that eventually remembered it had a job to do. That gives JetBlue's A321 service from Fort Lauderdale to Los Angeles a 19 out of 20, and I'd happily fly them across the country again. Way to go, JetBlue.
off the seatbelt sign. Be careful when opening up overhead bins as items pass through during flight. We'll have the available carousel once we arrive at the gate. If you have a receipt that says claim at gate, you may pick up those items outside the boarding doors. If you have a white plain bag, you can pick up those bags from the carousel. If you need help getting off the plane, feel free to remain seated until after we arrive so we may better assist you. For information on connected flights back claim, you may check airport monitors or download our free JetBlue mobile app. We hope you enjoyed the JetBlue experience. If you received an email survey about your trip, we'd love to hear your honest feedback. On the behalf of all of us here at JetBlue, especially this Los Angeles and New York-based crew, we thank you again for flying with us. And for those of you from the Los Angeles area, we would like to be the first to say welcome home.
Welcome to Los Angeles. Bye, thanks.
Thanks for flying with us, everybody. See you next time. Peace.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Have a good night. All right, everybody, welcome to the Los Angeles International Airport, Terminal 5, Gate 57. Terminal 5 is home to JetBlue, Spirit, and some American flights as well. Alright everybody, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Our plane's headed over to Boston next. Thanks so much for watching. Welcome to Los Angeles. See you next time.